everyone, this is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly reading for June 1st through 7th, 2015. And it is the start of one of my favorite months of the year because not only where I live is it getting warm, it's also the month that I was born, so I'm biased. My birthday is not until the 18th, but I just love it when it's June because normally here in Minnesota it's kind of the real start of the warm weather for us, since this year we've had a pretty warm year, but not always, and so June is just a nice month. And so I hope it's as pleasant of a month for you as well. But anyway, as you can see this week, I'm using the Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I woke up this morning and this was the first thing I saw. So I thought, okay, well, this is the deck I'm using this week. And as I was pre-shuffling the deck, I have to say there were some jumper cards. So I feel like the fairies have a lot to say this week. So as you can see, we've got 5 cards. I'm going to do the bottom 3 cards as I usually do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the weekend, and then we'll just see what the extra 2 have. I almost didn't want to grab the 5th, but I can't control the outcome, and it's funny because, as you could hear perhaps in my parking lot, a car horn just honked as I said that, so I feel like that is an exclamation point to the fact that yes, they have a lot to say. So let's see what is in store for the week ahead. Okay, so the Monday, Tuesday card is raising your standards. Here's what I'm hearing is you've been settling for less than you deserve for far too long. And the first thing I feel is that it's in a relationship. So say you've been in a long-term relationship or you're married and you know that it's been over for a while. Now that doesn't mean to just give up, but if that's been your feeling, then this may be a message that there really is something better for you, but first you have to do the work to frankly leave the relationship or the marriage. And I don't say that lightly, but obviously this message is not from me. It's from a higher power, and the fairies and I are both the mediums for this message, if you will. It's raising your standards. If you've been doing work that is not satisfying you, raise your standards with that work. And then I honestly hear it's raising your standards for substances that you use, like alcohol. I'm specifically hearing alcohol. And just not that you have to quit. Unless you've been feeling like quitting, then this is a sign that perhaps it's time to think about. But just cutting down and knowing that you don't have to drink or use a mind-numbing substance to make the pain go away. It's time to raise your standards and know that you're worthy and that life always won't be miserable. They're not trying to scold us, but rather to tell us that we're worth more and we're worth love. And it's okay to ask for help if we need help, whether it is in the marriage or the relationship, business, or whatever it might be. It's time to raise your standards for yourself and realize that you are worthy and you deserve love. Okay? Now, the middle of the week card is kick up your heels. And this card to me is have fun and to know that life doesn't always have to be so serious. Even though the Monday, Tuesday message I feel was just quite serious, it's also saying that sometimes when we relax and have fun, not only do we have to do that for our own well-being, life is not all about action steps. And I don't know about you, but I've been told, and I'm often told, because I feel like I have a very serious look on my face always. One of my favorite books is The Realms of the Earth Angels by Doreen Virtue. And part of my realm, which is a blended realm if you're familiar with that, but it's part wise one. And the wise ones are souls that have just, they've always been told they were wise souls. They've been on the earth for a long time. And sometimes I feel like the serious look that I have on my face is because of all that my soul has witnessed over time. But regardless, even in that kind of intensity that I have, and I feel like a lot of us light workers have, if you just related to what I said about me, then this is also a message for you. And some of us are very empathic and pick up the world's pain. But it's okay for us to have fun, no matter what else we are concerned about, to kick up our heels and to just allow ourselves to do something without agenda and to just have fun. And know you're safe and that the past can't hurt you. And sometimes your dreams can't come true if you obsess about them all the time. And so the best thing you can do is to have some fun. And so know that life is not always to be so serious, and it's okay to have fun. Okay, here's what we have for the weekend. It's problem resolved. So whatever has been your problem, and I get specifically too, I just think about the raising your standards. Now your problem is resolved. I hear the words court case, so if you've been embroiled in some sort of legal battle, your problem will resolve in a favorable outcome to all parties, particularly you. And to know, I also hear money problems, to know that your money problems are about to be resolved here, that you've been doing the right thing. If you've been working on, say for instance, rebuilding your credit or saving money for something, that your problem is resolved and things will work out. Or for me, and they're asking me to tell you, is that you've heard me say that I have not liked this apartment that I have lived in since November. And even though I don't like moving, I really don't like being uncomfortable. And I feel that when I got this apartment, I didn't realize the chaos felt familiar to me because I was coming out of a relationship that had chaos because it was ending. And so now, at the end of this month, I will move into a place that is better for me, and in such my problem is resolved. So if it's been a housing issue that you've had, or not knowing where you were going to find your home, know that your problem is resolved. While I was saying that too, I see a couple that's arguing, like they're merging their households and arguing over the home, like her home versus his home, if it's two men in the relationship, or his home versus her home. Whatever that case might be, know that the problem's going to be resolved. And for some of you, if that is the case, maybe it's just that you choose a new location and both let go of the houses or the homes that you are so rooted to. But regardless, your problem will be resolved. All right, let's see what these jumper cards have to say for us that will help beauty. Oh my goodness. To me, this is a confirmation of the beauty of not only your soul, but your body, that you are beautiful. And they want me to tell you something that is not going to be easy for me to say, but I'm going to do it. And if I get emotional, I apologize. You may have heard me say that 3 years ago I lost weight and I went on a program and I felt that I was ready to lose weight, and I lost almost 40 pounds. And even in the years that passed, the most I've ever gained back was maybe 5, and then that taught me that, hey, I've got to watch what I eat again or whatever. Well, now I have gained like 10 pounds just like successively, almost at an alarming rate. And for me, I'm wondering if it's not just the age in life that I am and something to do with my hormones. Regardless, it's frustrating. I've tried to do Weight Watchers again, and that's not really working for me. And so this is a sign that if you've been feeling like me, just frustrated, I had to go and buy a couple of bigger clothing items, which was funny because I got rid of all my old bigger clothes because I was determined not to go back to that size. And I guess this will teach me a lesson. You know what my mom told me when I called her was, I have a couple boxes of clothes for a couple different sizes if my weight ever fluctuates. And it's like, okay, well, this is a lesson and this is something that I will learn from that. But what this card is really saying is that I'm beautiful and so are you, no matter what our size is and how we perceive our body to be, that there are hundreds and thousands and so many people that find us beautiful, not only inside and outside, even when we're feeling at our worst, when we're feeling self-conscious. I went to the store today and I put on a pair of jeans that I remember that I bought, and I knew that they were a little bit too big, and I used to feel like they were sliding off of me. And today, obviously, they were almost a little tight. And just looking at myself in the mirror just made me so self-conscious. But I know in reality, I'm beautiful. And just because of my own stuff doesn't mean that that's what others see. And we have to believe that we are beautiful, that it's just a body. And I don't say just a body lightly. We chose these bodies before we come to earth. That's what I believe. We chose these bodies. And for whatever reasons and for whatever our bodies are going to teach us, or whatever lessons our soul is going to learn from these bodies, we have to realize that we're beautiful. And, one thing as I'm saying this is that I'm hearing is that life is just a dance. It's just a play. We're here to play a role as if we all are getting cast in a theatrical play. And while it's not that light, you just have to remember that it's a journey, and to try to enjoy the journey and to see the beauty in the journey. If it's not a bodily issue you can relate to, I think this message is for all of us, that there's beauty in all things, even in the things that we scream about and the things that frustrate us. Somebody put on Facebook yesterday something about, if you could rid the world of anything, what would it be? And, my thought was like GMOs and Monsanto. And somehow, of the things like that, the worldly issues that frustrate you, the fact that we don't have peace, the whatever it is, we may not know the answers, we may not know the outcome, but there's beauty in all things. So if you're frustrated with a situation like that, or frustrated with any other situation, try to find the beauty in the situation, and it will help you pivot out of it quickly and feel better. Even if you don't feel entirely better, feeling better for even a moment, or remembering something that makes you laugh, will help you to find beauty and in the moment, and ultimately to have gratitude for all that you do have, and focus on those things that you do have. Okay? All right. And then our other card that we got was Miracle Healing. What a wonderful card. Now, this is the one this was the fifth card that popped out, and I was like, the human in me was like, wow, that's a lot of cards. I can't read the whole deck, right? But what a beautiful card, and I'm so glad that I listened to my instinct that said, really, I had no choice, because this reading isn't about me, and even though I think I control the reading, I don't. And there are those of you that need this message, that there's miracle healing for you. Maybe it is in something that is life-threatening or life-challenging, or a loved one that has been on a deathbed, or you have just feel that you have something that is a situation that has either felt like a death sentence or painful, and you're going to get a miracle healing. I also hear son, so if you have a son that in some way has some trouble, whether it is legal, physical, otherwise, this is miracle healing. And if there's something you were concerned about in the beauty category, then know that the miracle healing will occur, that you are a beautiful child of God. And while things are upsetting sometimes, there are miracles that are going on behind the scenes with healing for everything, not just physical conditions, financial situations, concerns about a job and wanting a job. There's a miracle healing that's on its way. And I also hear love. And for those of you wanting love, and maybe that is not wanting to separate in a relationship that's been on the rocks, or wanting a love because you've been alone, you're going to have a miracle healing of your heart and your love situation. So I have to say that I'm really, really glad that the fairies were willing to give us such a clear and, a good message, even though, not every message. I like it when the message is positive, just as the reader. I like making everybody happy, and I know that when I listen to readings, sometimes when they're not positive, it's like not the uplifting thing that you'd want, but they say to us that they are only giving constructive messages with love, and it is because you are love. And sometimes those constructive messages are the answers to our prayers. Remember that you are beautiful no matter what, no matter what. I love each and every one of you. I want to thank you for tuning in again and again with me each week. Listen, if you like my videos and you like my channel, if you tell other people about it and share it and subscribe if you haven't, I would really appreciate it. I love you very much. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you again next week.